the Great Spirit in the sky. When all good souls are sent, many humane, heroic stories were written along the way. A monument from one of them still stands until this day. It seems one noble woman, it was Chief Ross's wife, gave her blanket to a sick child, and in doing gave her life. She is buried in an unmarked grave, dug shallow near the trail. Just one more tragic ending in this tragic, shameful tale. Mother Nature showed no mercy till they reached the end of the line, when the fateful journey ended on March 26, 1839. Each mile of this infamous trail marks the graves of 4 who died. 4,000 poor souls in all marks the shame we tried to hide. You still can hear them crying along the trail of tears if you listen with your heart and not with just your ears. Okay? So it's kind of a sad poem. So, who do you think is speaking in the story?
Maybe one of the people who walked the Trail of Tears.
Mm-hmm. So probably another Indian.
Yeah. Mother Banner's journal.
Okay, very good. Do you have any input?
No.
No, you kind of agree too?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. And what story is the speaker sharing?
It's sharing like the journey and how like bad it was when they sent all the Indians to go onto the Trail of Tears.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear another story being told too?
Maybe.
No? What about, do you remember a story with Andrew Jackson? Did you pick up on it? About another Indian with a tomahawk?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember what happened?
He tried to kill him, but he was saved by someone.
Mm-hmm. Do you know who saved the president? Was it another white person or was it an Indian?
It was not an Indian.
Mm-hmm. Because they tried to remind Andrew Jackson that he was saved by one of the Cherokee Indians. And Andrew Jackson, did he care? No. Okay. And what emotion does this poem have?
It makes you feel like sad and depressed because like you technically did that to all the Indians.
Mm-hmm. Good. Would you ever do something like that to somebody?
No.
No. Good. All right. So now we're going to pull out the next poem called The Trail of Tears. All right. So The Trail of Tears, and this was written by Brian Childers. I look to the long road behind. My heart is heavy with my people's sorrow. Tears of grief I weep for all that we have lost as we march even farther from the land of our birth on the Trail of Tears. Mile after mile and day after day, our people are fewer with each rising sun. Disease and starvation, they take their terrible toll, and though we suffer, still we march on the Trail of Tears. I watch my beloved weaken and fall upon the road like so many before. With tears in my eyes, I hold my wife to my breast, and in my arms she breathes her last on the Trail of Tears. Mile after mile and day after day, we march to a land promised us for all time. But I know that I can no longer go on. I know that is a land that I shall never see on the Trail of Tears. As my body, it falls to embrace the earth, my spirit, it soars to greet the sky. With my dying breath, I'm finally set free to begin a very long journey towards home on the Trail of Tears. Okay? So, how is the theme talked about in the poem?
Maybe it was kind of sad because it was talking about how his mom died.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like sad because how he's saying that like all his family died and then he is also dying like at the end.
Good. So, have you heard of the term genocide? Okay. That means to basically, do you know the word extinct?
Yeah.
Okay. To extinct a race. So the Trail of Tears was basically killing off the Cherokee tribe. Okay. So good. So he was talking about that. Let's see. Oh. All right. Go ahead and look through the poem and see if you can find an oxymoron within the poem. And do you need a reminder of what an oxymoron is? Okay. So it's something that groups two words together that don't make sense. So like jumbo shrimp and all that. Okay.
I don't see one.
Yeah. Look through one more time, and if you guys can't find it, then we'll go over it together. Try looking in the last kind of paragraph.
Dying breath.
Good, great job. Okay, do you understand that one?
No.
Okay, so it says, with my dying breath. So when you breathe, it's what keeps you alive.
Okay.
So his dying breath. Okay, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And what line is repeated throughout?
I'm sure.
Good. Okay. Very good. All right, so I think in your folders you'll find 2 pieces of line paper.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I want you guys to both do now is thinking about the 2 poems we read and how sad they are and like the details that you find in them. I want you both to pretend like you're an Indian walking on the trail and try writing a poem. Okay? And it can be like this, how it's basically just saying a story and you just group the lines, okay? So it doesn't have to have rhyming words, but I want you to try and understand how those Indians must have felt.
Certain.
I want you to do at least 10 lines,
Okay.
okay? And try to use some good details, okay?
Are we sharing this after?
If you want to, okay? If you're making it kind of personal, then you don't have to share it. That done? All right. Are you guys comfortable sharing?
I'm okay.
I'm fine.
Okay. So who would like to go first?
Do I have to?
You don't have to, no.
I don't want to share.
Anyway.
Okay. All right. Then, since we're not going to share and we have a little extra time, I'm going to have you try writing one more. But this time, I want you to pretend that you're one of the white men or women that's enforcing this and how you think
So you have
they're
to be on his side?
yeah
in
on the
Jerusalem.
sale of, on the side of the
Okay.
Trail of Tears.
So
And
10 sentences?
you can make it maybe 5, and we're gonna share this one.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe try to picture like how maybe they felt, or maybe you can make it where it's they're forced to do it, but
Okay.
deep down they're not okay with it.
Sounds like there's really no good reason.
Right. But you have to also realize at this time there was also slavery and stuff, and they didn't know better yet. So you kind of have to think about the time period that to them it might not have been a big deal that they were doing this, because they didn't look at other skin colors the same. Okay? So those are some things to think about. So go ahead and work on that real quick. And same thing, try to use some good describing words and all that, okay? If you need a minute to brainstorm, go for that. You guys want some extra paper to kind of jot down ideas? Yeah?
Sure.
Okay. There you go.
Thank you.
Is it okay if it doesn't rhyme?
Yeah.
And I didn't end up using this paper.
Okay. Thank you. very quick before I have you share, I'm just going to make a comment for the video that if we were like in an actual teaching setting, I would have placed both poems up on an overhead so that you guys could follow along. All right, so who would like to share theirs first?
Oh,
Okay,
so mine doesn't rhyme though.
that's fine.
We need them to move off of this land. They will be better off farther away. Then it is an easy journey that isn't very difficult. The Indians will be happier with more space to live. We need this land for more buildings and houses. They can move somewhere else. They don't need it as much as we do anyway.
Good. Awesome job.
So mine is I'm not on Andy Jackson's side.
Okay.
So I think that the trailer chase is a bad idea. I am forced to say it's good though. People are losing their lives because of this. Every white person is not okay with this but Andrew Jackson thinks it's okay.
Awesome. Great job. Okay, so today we started off talking about our vocabulary, right? Our words were, does anybody want to read them off?
Terrorize, oxymoron, motive,